I thought Fagin had his hands full of dogs in Oliver and Company, but can you imagine paying the grocery and veterinary bills for 101 Dalmatian puppies? 101 Dalmatians, directed by Clyde Jeremy Hamilton Luskin Wolfgang Reitman, and is Disney's 17th animated classic overall. So 101 Dalmatians, based on the novel by Dodie Smith of the same name, tells the story of Pongo, a Dalmatian living in London with his owner, or pet as dogs call their owners, Roger Radcliffe, a musician, and Pongo decides it's about time that Roger meets someone. So one day he spots Perdita and Anita walking in the park, and he gets them married, and Pongo and Perdita 6 months later are expecting a litter of puppies. One thing Pongo didn't realise is that Anita is schoolmates with the devil woman Cruella de Vil, who is suspiciously eager to meet her and get the puppies for her own. And on the night that the puppies are born, Roger refuses to sell the puppies to Cruella, leading to Cruella getting her revenge by hiring Jasper and Horace to steal them one night. And when the humans and Scotland Yard fail to locate the puppies, the dogs realise it's up to them to get the puppies home safe before Cruella can transform them into a fur coat for herself. Now, this review was most kindly requested by my good friend on YouTube, Octfan. So Octfan, this review is for you. I hope you enjoy it. And first things first, happy 60th anniversary to this all-time classic. And this movie needs no introduction. It is so ahead of its time. You would be barking mad to not like 101 Dalmatians. Yeah, I have always had this movie in my top 10 favourite Disney movies, and it still deserves to be in that list 60 years after its release. This movie saved Walt Disney Animation Studios at the time, after Sleeping Beauty was sadly a box office failure. So 101 Dalmatians more than made up for that by grossing 303 million commercially, and this movie is a movie that you wouldn't think was possible to make back in 1961, but Disney proved us all wrong. I mean, just look at the magnitude of this movie. They had to animate 101, or if not more so, characters in so many scenes of this movie, and this was the first Disney movie that had a change of animation style from the more painted look of their movies from the 50s, like Cinderella and Peter Pan and Sleeping Beauty. This was the first one that went for the more sketchy style of animation, which would also be used for The Sword in the Stone, The Jungle Book, and even the 1973 Robin Hood. And they even invented a new machine, which, while it did lead to some animators at Disney losing their job, it was most beneficial to animate this particular movie. This is more than just a simple rescue mission movie. It's a movie that is about community, the power of parenthood, and the love that parents truly have for their children, and boy, is this the most thrilling and action-packed and gripping rescue movie ever made. Not a single boring moment. So much happens in just an hour and 30 minutes throughout this movie. The two stars of this movie are the parents of our titular 101 Dalmatian puppies themselves, Pongo and Perdita. The Pongos are some of the greatest parents ever in any Disney movie. No exaggeration. Finally, a Disney animated movie where both parents are alive. That rarely, if ever, happens, and they are uh, they are not only the most affectionate parents are willing to adopt the other 99 puppies that Cruella bought from the pet shop to make them their own, to spare them the fate of getting made into a skin coat. But they are total badasses when the humans are having no success rescuing their puppies. They realise they have to do it themselves, which is an empowering message. If nobody is going to solve your problems, you need to step up and do the right thing yourself. And they both are willing to cross the frozen country all the way from London to Suffolk just to get their puppies home safely, all without the assistance of their owners. And my favourite scene in the entire movie is when Pongo and Perdita become total badasses, some of the biggest badasses in Disney history. When they bound into action, they leap into the DeVille place and bravely fight Horace and Jasper, and just give them both a what for and they're like, you take our puppies, we're gonna skin you. And just to see Pongo bite Jasper's bus, and to see Perdita pull the rug, so Horace gets his butt burns on the fireplace. It's beyond satisfying seeing Jasper and Horace get their comeuppance for what they did. Serves them right, I say. If somebody stole and was about to kill my child, I would do the same. This movie is literally the original Taken, just with dogs. And but Cruella DeVille would be my second favorite character in the film. Yeah, she's maybe Disney's most psychopathic villain, as her obsession with spots has just driven her to madness, to the point where she doesn't care if she's slaughtering the cutest and most innocent puppies to get her fur coat. And her villain song, Cruella DeVille, is not only the most creative song in the entire movie, but it's one of the most legitimately awesome Disney villain songs ever written in general. And I applaud this movie for not not overusing songs to tell its narrative. Which makes this a far calmer, more relaxed and adult Disney movie than some of their other classics. The only other song in the movie really is Dalmatian Plantation at the very end. We'll have a Dalmatian plantation, which is a hopeful tune that will reassure the audience that good days are still to come for the Pongos and the Radcliffes after all they went through in this movie. And I do think that Jasper and Horace deserve as much praise and hate as antagonists in this movie as much as Cruella. I mean, sure, Jasper and Horace are just carrying out Cruella's orders, but they just show. But they show no remorse about murdering innocent puppies just to get Cruella off their backs, and there's some of there's some of the most formidable Disney henchmen for our heroes, and they are physically built to do her dirty work, and even provide a decent physical challenger for all the animals who go up against them. Yeah, Jasper and Horace are just they live up to their name as Bazins. I just despise them both so much for what they were going to do to those dear little puppies that I had no sympathy for them when they both got their butts kicked by Pongo and Perdita, and uh, and the puppies themselves only three of them get names: Patch, Lucky, and Roly, and they have a character trait to them, like Patch is the Thunderbolt fanboy, which will be expanded on in the sequel, and Roly being the one who's always hungry. He's the first character in an animated movie that's fat and likes food, but other animated movies would do this character, they would do it in an annoying fashion, but with Roly it's funny, and Lucky is the puppy who we think dies in when Perdita gives birth, but luckily Roger gets his heart going again, and though one thing that perplexes me about the puppies is that how come there don't seem to be any female puppies in the list. I mean, Pongo and Perdita had 15 kids. Surely they had some daughters in that list. But oh well, I mean, it would be impossible to give a name to 15 or even 101 characters in a movie, and Roger and Anissa are the opposite of Cruella. The Pongos and the puppies could not be happier to have them. Roger being such a passionate musician, and he's not afraid to be firm with Cruella when telling her, no, you are not getting a single one of our puppies. And Anissa, though people do give her a lot of hate for defending Cruella, for not suspecting that Cruella is the number one suspect in terms of kidnapping the puppies. I do understand why she would be more forgiving to Cruella than the other members of the household, as Cruella is her schoolmate, so they do have a history together, and Anissa is just too nice to suspect Cruella would ever do such a thing, and Nanny is the heart of the Radcliffe family. She's proud to serve the Radcliffe family any way she can, and even though she's overpowered by Horace and Jasper physically, boy does she try her hardest to the nth degree to ensure that they don't come in the house or do any harm, and the other animals are a real loving community, especially in the Twilight Bark scene, which spreads the word to locate the puppies, where we get to meet a dog named Old Towser, a goose named Lucy, and the most hilarious supporting characters in the movie: the captain, a horse, Sergeant Tibbs, the cat, and the colonel, a shaggy dog who initially mistakes the puppies for stolen puddles, which always gets the biggest laugh out of me whenever I watch this movie. I love how the colonel is always willing to just charge into battle, but Sergeant Tibbs is always the one that talks some sense into him, and even the collie and the cows kindly offer to give the puppies some of their warm milk and some shelter, and the Labrador suggests that they take the truck back to London at the end. So each of these animals represents a no no matter what or who you are, we should always do what we can to help those struggling or in need. Disney hired an entire army of voice actors to voice such a vast casts. This movie has a cast as large as Avengers Endgame, and yet the movie is genius for telling a story with such a huge quantity of characters, and yet it never once felt overstuffed or convoluted. And because this movie takes place in a fictional version of England, there is some terrific world building here. Like we know that the puppy's favourite show is Thunderbolt, and their favourite dog biscuit is Canine Crunchies, and plus the Canine Crunchies theme song is a jam. And we also know that Horace and Jasper's favourite TV show is What's My Crime? How creative is that? Also in the truck chase at the end, when Cruella finally unleashes her true nature, and we get to see the fury and devilish look in her eyes, and I mean she's one of those. She's one of those Disney villains like Ratigan from Great Mouse Detective, where she doesn't reveal her true colours until the very end, when it's her only option. That's one nitpick I have with 101 Dalmatians. I do think Cruella could have done a little more in the movie, because she's just the boss for the most part, and it's Jasper and Horace who do most of the physical villain stuff. But it is still entertaining seeing Jasper and Horace banter over Horace thinking the Dalmatians have outsmarted them, but Jasper always going, "Oh, Horace, dogs ain't that smart." And overall, 101 Dalmatians is a definite masterpiece in the Disney canon, and it's a revolutionary Disney movie, changing the company's style of animation and it's full of cute and tender moments, keeps you on the edge of your seat throughout, and is the best 101 Dalmatians movie made by Disney by a long shot. So puts its sequel and 2 live-action remakes to absolute shame.
I give 101 Dalmatians 1961 5 stars out of 5. Best movie ever.
So yeah, a review of a Disney animated classic is always a strong way to kickstart the new year. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what are your thoughts on 101 Dalmatians? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And I'll see you next time when I review the sequel, Patch's London Adventure. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.